Part 49. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Chi Wen. Chapter 485. In this situation, whoever strikes first will suffer. The last one to strike usually gets the biggest advantage. The Minanaya Empire did not send troops at the same time as the Maka Empire. It is obvious that they are planning to reap the benefits. As long as the Wana Empire's troops are consumed by half, the final winner of this battle will be the Minanaya Empire. Wang Shuo knows very well that it is not difficult to deal with the Maka Empire. The difficulty is that it is surrounded by two empires and cannot take care of both ends. After careful consideration, Wang Shuo decided that he and Gong Zheng would stay, and Ayub would lead Zhao Bangde and all the other kings to attack the Maka Empire with all their strength. More than 40 strongest kings, fighting more than 20, this is completely unsuspenseful. With the cooperation of ordinary soldiers. At the beginning of the battle, it was a one-sided situation. The emperor of the Minanaya Empire, seeing this situation, could only secretly curse the Maka Empire as a group of idiots. If you don't join the battle now, I'm afraid that the opportunity will be lost if you wait for a few more hours. The city gate opened, and the main force of the Minanaya Empire also went out. Just after the commander walked out of the city gate, Wang Shuo also started to move. He asked Gong Zheng to sit on the back of the Demon King, and he sat on the back of the Ice Phoenix King. He rushed straight to the commander on the opposite side. This was to carry out a decapitation operation. This sudden change shocked the emperor of the Minanaya Empire standing on the city wall. He didn't have the courage to fight in person. He just wanted to mobilize more masters to go to support. But it was obviously a little late. The Ice Phoenix King used a big move, Ice 1,000 miles. All the low-level soldiers around were frozen. Only the masters at the level of generals were still able to move. This move was just to clear the field. The Demon King spit out another flame. The two worlds of ice and fire caused many masters at the level of generals to be seriously injured. Gong Zheng found the right time and used a move Taishan pressing the top to hit the enemy's military marshal. Wang Shuo used the Great Dragon. The Golden Dragon, with the force of thunder and lightning, smashed fiercely at the opponent's military marshal, and immediately beat him to spit blood. If he didn't have any life-saving items, I'm afraid this set of combined attacks would have killed him. But even if he saved his life, he had lost his fighting ability and fell to the ground, dying. After a successful attack, Wang Shuo didn't dare to fight. He took his men and pets and flew far away, continuing to watch. It was obvious that Wang Shuo's move was to warn the Minanaya Empire. If you dare to intervene, I will find the right time to directly attack your king's high level. Shameless, the emperor of the Minanaya Empire was so angry that his teeth itched, but he couldn't think of any good countermeasures. On the other side, Ayub swept the Maka Empire with a crushing force. Then, the army attacked the Minanaya Empire and captured the capital 2 days later. At this point, the war came to an end. The Wana Empire won a great victory. It took another 2 years for the Wana Empire to unify the Xinwu Empire. On this day, Wang Shuo came to Xinwu City, the capital of the Xinwu Empire. After everyone's discussion, the Wana Empire decided to make Xinwu City its capital. This place is well connected and is almost located in the center of the entire empire, which has a strong deterrent effect on all directions. The entire capital is decorated with lights and colorful flags and lanterns everywhere. Because today is the day for their great emperor to announce to the world. At the same time, it is also the day to marry the queen and confer the title to the world. Wang Shuo followed the etiquette and worshipped the heaven and earth. Of course, Wang Shuo knew in his heart that worshipping the heaven and earth was useless. If there is anything, it is better to go to Lord Zak. Then, the meritorious officials were enfeoffed. Wang Shuo did not want to adopt this system of enfeoffment. But on second thought, what does it matter? As long as it is strong, the country will not fall apart. If the royal family weakens, there will always be forces that rise up, which is an unstoppable fact. It is better to follow the previous system. After all, the world is too big. It is impossible for a central agency to control everything. For example, population statistics. There is almost no way to do this. By the time the grassroots report to the central government, it may have been several years. Moreover, it is really disheartening if the brothers who followed him to conquer the world are not given fiefs. Lord Survival, My Shelter in Crocodile Territory. Author, Chi Wen. Chapter 486. After Wang Shuo discussed with Zhao Bangde, Zhu Dongheng, Duan Wengzi, and others, he conferred titles on all the meritorious officials. Finally, it was Wang Shuo's wedding. Wang Shuo wore a bright red dragon robe, holding Ye Shuai, who was wearing a phoenix crown and bridal robe, and walked slowly towards the hall. The MC said loudly, "The dragon soars thousands of miles and brings auspiciousness, and the phoenix meets the phoenix tree and brings blessings to the earth. The work of heaven and the spirit of earth, look at the peach blossoms today, suitable for the family, and predict that the next year will be prosperous and prosperous." The ceremony is over. With the beautiful blessings of the MC, Wang Shuo walked into the hall and began a series of procedures such as worshipping heaven and earth. After the wedding night, in the early morning, Lord Zhak suddenly appeared in front of Wang Shuo. This made Wang Shuo feel a little unhappy, but he didn't show it. "How is it? Isn't it very cool now? Unifying the world and being accompanied by a beauty, of course it's very cool." Wang Shuo rolled his eyes. Lord Zhak smiled, then said regretfully, "Good things are always short-lived. Do you know why you came to this continent?" Wang Shuo was shocked and almost forgot about it. But all this is no longer important. Wang Shuo just wants to enjoy his life as an emperor. Wang Shuo shook his head and said, "It's no longer important." Lord Zhak said seriously, "No, it's very important. This continent is actually for selecting some people with strong survival ability to perform a task for Yuan Shen." Wang Shuo laughed and said, "Lord Zhak, you are not kidding. Is there anything that God can't do in this world?" Lord Zhak's face sank and warned, "Don't be disrespectful to Lord Yuan Shen. You have unified the continent, which has proved your strength, and you are qualified to meet Yuan Shen." Lord Zhak's voice just fell. Wang Shuo saw the picture in front of him constantly changing. Appeared in a starry sky. In the distance, there was a huge phantom that was too big to see the whole picture, standing in the starry sky. "Soul, old servant Zhak, I have found another warrior who can explore the alien world for you." "Well, very good." The voice of the soul seemed to come from the void, but it was everywhere. "Little guy, do you have a lot of question marks?" Wang Shuo was naturally shocked. The vast universe, the brilliant starry sky, civilization is not a lone fire. Do we really exist? For the answer to this question, I have been standing on the edge of the universe for a long time. The soul paused for a while and continued. Although I can create planets with one thought, I found that the universe has boundaries, and this boundary is accelerating away. I don't know what is on the other side of the boundary, because I never dare to take this step. Wang Shuo was confused. "You don't dare to take this step, so how can I dare?" Wang Shuo didn't say it, but the soul could hear Wang Shuo's voice. "So, you need to explore the way for me first." Without waiting for Wang Shuo to answer, the spirit said again, "You still have 500 years. When the time comes, you will step into another universe with other warriors." After the spirit finished speaking, Wang Shuo returned to the Vanna Empire. When Wang Shuo woke up, he felt like he had a dream, which was a little unreal. 500 years later, Wang Shuo came to this place again. There were other warriors at this time. Over the years, the spirit found a total of 10,000 warriors with strong survival ability. The spirit waved his hand, and Wang Shuo and others went towards the dimensional barrier. The whole book is over.